So High One Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Kyle from Picturesque.
There were some questions today about the new EP. I hope you hate it. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
I don't like the response, actually. We were hoping more people hated it, and it didn't turn out that way.
That's
God
unfortunate.
Damn it.
I know, right?
If you want, I can tell you how much I think it sucks right now.
Perfect.
Worst release ever.
Worst fucking thing I've ever heard. No, but the EP is great. I've been digging it. I was glad to see new music from you guys, because it's been a minute since the last EP, the previous one. So it was cool to see new music at the end of last year.
Took us a little longer than we anticipated. Like, everything was done, and then we just had some hard drives go down and some other stuff. Anyway, it was kerfluffles.
Oh no. When you say hard drives go down, do you mean you guys had a whole release planned and then you had to start from scratch?
No, not scratch, but it was I'm trying to remember 100% what it was, but it was just some corrupted data type stuff. So I had to retrack some parts here and there, but everything came out fine.
Gotcha. That'll definitely throw a wrench in things.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So is there any meaning behind the EP title or cover art?
So with the title, it's we kind of stepped out of our usual box of a rock band to do something that's a little more pop centric, and just kind of wanted to experiment a little bit. We know it's not going to target our normal fan base, and this is kind of one of those things that it's we genuinely just didn't care if it did or not. We made what we wanted to make, and so before we got the backlash, we just automatically were like, you know what? I hope everybody hates it, because that means we did something right. We created something new that got people talking. So there's that. And then the artwork, we just wanted something that makes people a little uncomfortable and just kind of felt like the opposite of what it should be. And that's really about it with that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you never want somebody to send you a bear with chocolates or flowers or anything and just saying, I hope you hate everything or whatever,
Yeah, right? So you guys went into the process of the EP with the mindset of who gives a fuck what they think, fucking hate it if you want to. What was that like? Were you guys kind of relieved? Was there no pressure when you guys were making it? Because you guys already kind of set it up mentally as a fuck it.
Sort of. Honestly, we had less time to make it than I would have liked. We ended up flying out to, I don't remember where it was, Carlsbad or something like that, to write and finish it up with Colin and Curtis, the guys that we've done, Necessary. We did that song with them. And Dead Flowers and a few more. But anyway, we flew out there because we wanted to do an entire work or piece with them. And unfortunately, everybody's scheduled only allowed for I think it was 7 days. And so we just kind of made it work with what we had and just locked ourselves in a bedroom and made the EP. But I already forgot the question. I'm going to be honest. Sorry, I felt like I was rambling.
No, you're good.
My fault.
So basically, you guys flew out to the studio and wrote and recorded an EP in 7 days?
For the most part. We had bits and pieces of it already put together because we've been writing with these guys for a while. And of course, you try to come up with ideas and everything else. But we had to do all of the recordings there in that time frame, but like I said, some stuff got corrupted, so we ended up recording part of it back in Kentucky as well. But yeah, we were kind of pressed for time while we were out there, but I don't know, it felt like a sprint for sure, but I don't know, it came out and EP's out there, so I guess it worked out.
You made it.
Yeah, we made it.
Hell yeah. So can we talk a little bit about the writing process for the EP?
Sure. So let's see. We started on this one, I think before If You Know even came out, or I know we did. We flew out to LA to write with these guys again, or do some co-writes with them. And I think before we got there, we had the shells of 3 of the songs. I'm trying to remember which ones they were, but then came back, worked on them a little bit. But once we got there, we kind of had to redo a lot of the instrumentation to fit what the vision was for this EP. And honestly, there were some rock like way more rock and roll songs that we ended up cutting just because it didn't fit the vibe. And we just didn't have time because we originally intended to have like 6 songs on it, and then I think there were 3 of them that we just whittled down out just because it didn't make sense. But as far as the writing process, these were a lot more vocal centric. We started out with a lot more vocal idea type things for the additional 2 that we wrote while we were out there. And then everything else was just kind of like we pieced it together as we were going. Which songs were those? Sorry, it's been, like 2 years now. So
you're good.
No worries.
But yeah, so typically we start with a vocal idea whenever we're doing more pop centric stuff. But I think writing in general, getting back to that's probably a good idea, because for some reason I'm struggling to write to instrumentals these days. So, but yeah, for that one, it was just weird. We kind of set up with people that write in the pop world. And so, I don't know, it was kind of a different experience altogether.
I gotcha. So in terms of like the timeline, you mentioned that this EP was starting to be worked on before the last one came out, correct?
That's correct.
So can we get a timeline of like when you guys kind of started working on the EP and when you had masters in hand, like rough dates? They don't have to be exact.
Oh God. Probably middle of 2022, I think, is whenever we started writing on it. And then masters, I think we got those in hand probably about 6 months before release.
God damn.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, like I said, we had to recreate some stuff, and there was one of the songs that, like, oh man, what is that one called? It's the more rock and roll one. I'm spacing. I can't even remember our music at this point. But anyway, one of them we ended up going back and building more of a rock accompaniment because it just didn't feel right afterwards. But that's one of the ones that ended up delaying the release too.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
I'm straight spacing on the name of that track.
So do you want me to read the track list out for you?
Go for it.
Everything's Just Fine, Sorry Is Not Enough, Best Kept Secret, MIA.
Best Kept Secret. That's
there
the one.
You go. There you go.
Perfect.
So that was the one that kind of threw the wrench in the machine?
Partially. There were some like Best Kept Secret had some, or not Best Kept Secret. Everything's Just Fine had some corrupted files that we had to go back and like retrack some stuff on. But Best Kept Secret, we ended up taking that one back and kind of redoing a lot of that song afterwards. So, but we do all of our like mixing in Louisville. Just one of our friends does it. And so we just kind of just hung out at his house for a few days and got everything sitting right, and then reworked it and sent him new files and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Sounds good. So what song off the EP took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Longest to write. Best Kept Secret was the longest to write because that one was part of the batch that we started in 2022 and finished last. That song's really cool. I was really hoping Sorry's Not Enough turned out a little different than it did, because that was one of my favorite ones to sing. Does that make sense? But favorite off the EP, yeah, I'm gonna stick with Sorry's Not Enough just because it's so much fun to sing. It's like got a lot of like flipping between falsetto and head voice and full voice and all sorts of stuff. So it's just fun.
Gotcha.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah. So for this question, I want you to pick your favorite lyric off the EP and tell us the meaning behind it.
Oh no, this is gonna get me like canceled.
Canceled.
If you got to check the notes, need a refresher.
I know which one it is. It's you swallow him like Adderall. That's what it was.
That's a banger line.
Yeah. So one of my exes cheated on me, and turns out she had been hiding that she had an Adderall addiction. and so I wasn't very nice in that song.
No.
But yeah, so that was my favorite one for sure.
Yeah,
God
that's a
damn.
banger line.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Yep. It's there's a lot of songs that are kind of like that we end up doing. Somebody just kind of fucks up, then fair game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Gotta work through it somehow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this EP? I know you mentioned it's been a minute, but if you're able to kind of retrace your steps back there, that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. So with this one, I mean, there was a lot of headspace of dialing back, as far as tones and making things easy to digest and relatable. Because we're kind of known for some of our like guitar riffs and stuff being a little more eccentric and shreddy and all that kind of stuff. And so we would just kind of write the parts and then pull it back to feel like it's easy to digest. But it was very odd. But the other thing is like where we were hanging out, the headspace there was kind of great. We rented out a room in a dude's mansion, and then like we would walk out and he's got like I don't know how many acres or whatever, and just like play frisbee golf, or he had like electric motorcycles and a Ferrari sitting in the garage, and it was kind of crazy. But and then just playing with all the dogs that were there, so it was just a lot of good vibes.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking awesome,
Yeah,
man.
It was
hard to be in a bad headspace when you're around all that.
Oh, for sure.
Especially the dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not even kidding. They were awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
There are some vocal tracks that we had to try to get the dog barks out of, though. So
oh, damn it.
You can look for those somewhere in there. I'm sure they still exist.
They wanted to be included, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this EP for the first time? Should do in the car with friends and dark with headphones on? Is workout EP, party EP? What do you personally recommend?
I always do headphones first, but that's because it's the medium I know best. And so whatever you're most comfortable with, and you can kind of just like seclude yourself and enjoy it. With friends is always fine. It's to each their own on that. But if you're listening with friends, make sure you talk shit the entire time. So that's all I ask.
Hell yeah. I love talking shit. Hell yeah.
There you go.
So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this EP for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Very disappointing music.
We're at 4, but I'll take it. Wait, wait, what the
That's
fuck?
3.
Very disappointing. Okay,
That's
I'm
3.
so sorry. I've had
No,
such
you're
a
sure.
long
You're
day.
sure. It's all good.
I
get
tried
it.
to have a gotcha moment,
Yeah.
and I got.
Yeah.
So
It's okay.
that's completely on me. You know what?
It's all good.
That was great. Great answer.
You're all good, Killer.
And in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have going through the EP?
Open mind, clear headspace, just to digest it and feel whether or not you enjoy it, and that's about it.
Yeah, go into it knowing it's different, and come out maybe hating it, maybe loving it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Solid, fair enough. And are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the EP, positive or negative?
Definitely the dog barks, but that was also a positive as well as the negative. But the challenging parts, we did have one day that Curtis, they had like a doctor's appointment. His wife was like on the verge of giving birth the entire time we were doing this EP. Yeah. So he had to, I think it was like maybe a couple of weeks or within like a month after we left, she had the kiddo. But yeah, he had to leave for a day. So we actually had one less day to work on everything with the full group. So that was definitely a difficult thing. I've already forgotten the question again. Jesus, sorry.
Just standout moments during the creation.
Moments.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, we had like a lot of really good hangs during it, and those are all standout moments. There was like just vibing by the pool in the backyard, and just kind of hanging out. They're all standout moments. Also brought our Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like played for the first time in a long time, so that was always it's always a plus.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we're nerds. But as far as difficult, I think it was just like trying to dial back and not be as aggressive and everything as we usually are. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music. So if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, what animal would you be and why?
Maybe a sea turtle. You're just kind of floating, you know?
Yeah, cruising.
And I don't feel like too many people or too many other animals go after sea turtles. But here they have a cocaine problem, so.
Yeah, with the
straws. Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. They seem pretty chill. Like your life will be pretty okay, minus the whole straw problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah. And if you could have lunch with any celebrity or artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Mm-hmm. Celebrity or artist, dead or alive? It's got to be Nick Jonas, right? I mean, he's just one of the most handsome men ever. Shout out the Jonas Brothers. Shout out Jonas Brothers. Yeah, he what was it? I think it's the album like X or something like that. Still one of the greatest of all time.
Hell yeah. Shout out the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, all right. Nick Jonas. Shout out Nick Jonas. And Jonas Brothers in general. Kevin?
Kevin, Joe?
Nick?
Oh, Nick.
And then there's like a fourth, isn't there? Oh my god, the
no,
little
there's
one.
3.
Well, there's
shit.
Frankie.
Is there really?
Frankie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Frankie Jonas.
He's just forgotten about.
Yeah. He had a moment during the pandemic where he was like TikTok, I don't know if I clocked out.
I don't follow Frankie Jonas closely.
Yeah. He had like an Instagram account where he would like log his poops. It was weird.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly the 4th Jonas brother, It's like sorry, I'm slipping. That's it. Frankie Jonas. That's it.
Hope he sees this.
So too.
And for this last question, we want you to picture you're on a desert island. You can bring one movie, one album, and one person. Who and what are you bringing?
One movie, one album, one person. As far as movie, I'm one of those people that like habitually just watches The Office over and over and over.
Hell yeah.
So if it was a series, it would be The Office, but I don't really watch a lot of movies. So
yeah.
I'll allow the box set.
Okay. We're going box set of The Office. And then album. Right now, it would definitely be Sleepyhead by Jutes. That's like my favorite thing that's out right now. And then person. Steve Irwin. If I could bring him back, that would be my guy.
Damn straight.
Hell yeah. So as I said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
I guess go stream I Hope You Hate It. Follow the socials and keep a lookout for new music hopefully soon. So yeah. Trying to keep grinding.
All right. Well, thank you, Sal. It's been Kyle from Picturesque, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.